Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a True Nerd, and welcome back to Morrowind. Well, last time, we did some work for House Telvanni, though, yes, all of a sudden, things have got a bit more complicated. Because yes, it would appear I've risen as far as I can simply by doing a random chores. At this point, if I want to ascend further, I need to navigate the House Telvanni hierarchy, and that starts with finding a patron. So, step 1 complete, this is the chappie right here, I functionally work for him now. But rather just giving me things to do, yes. He suggested he wants me to recruit other people onto his side, basically building a political faction that will allow him to exert control over the wider Telvanni, so luckily for me, I know precisely who he wants me to recruit. It's that wizard we dealt with back in Genesis, so okay. I've worked with this guy before, this is going to be fine. So no worries sir, I'll be right flipping back with that guy. Though I will admit, my new boss is, you know, a tiny bit out in the middle of nowhere, so, yeah, getting a to and from him to receive more directions, that might be a bit on the tricky side actually. Bare minimum though, yeah, there is a boat connection right here. But, given we're going to Genesis right now, it's gotta be easiest just to, yeah, go back to Balmora, trading in any good loot as I go past, of course. From there, mage teleport to Aldrune, if for no other reason than, yeah, it's significantly cheaper than using the Silk Striders. Cause yeah, from Aldrune, there we go, Genesis, lovely. Which is otherwise, yes, a tiny bit poorly connected, it must be said. Right, my older friend, we now need to have a chat, cause yes, these days, I'm a Telvanni wizard too. I'd forgotten he had a friendly pet Daedroth who's just here all the time as well. Okay, Baladas, me and you, we should be friends, and also like political allies or something. I'm literally already 100 out of 100, though, John, when you were like, you know, trying to solve the mystery of the dwarves and whatnot, you should definitely have come to speak to this guy. Like, he was very knowledgeable about all sorts of things, including dwarves. But I completely forgot about that, actually. Though, speaking of which, right. If I do confront Baladas with the topics of the books I've located, even though I've not got them on me right now, okay. He can actually explain them better than anyone I've run into so far. So, Divine Metaphysics is an explanation as to how the Dwemer tried to make a new god, a new medium, using Kagranak's tools and the sacred tones on Lord Khan's heart. It has several interesting theories about how to bend the earth bones, but I'm not sure I understand it myself. Maybe after another century of study, I could have a better answer for you, so okay. That actually fleshes out my theory a bit more. Like, I was just assuming the point all along was take dwarves, turn into gods. Possibly the original Dwemer plan was make a new god, but yeah, once Nerevar and the Tribunal got their hands on it, they decided, screw a new god, we'll just take ourselves and become gods. So, okay, it turns out, yes, Baladas may be like the smartest person in this entire game, because nobody else came up with that much detail in their theory about the dwarven disappearance. And speaking of which, my friend, how do you feel about joining the council? It's not going to be good, is it? Because, you know, the entire point is he came out here to be left alone. So, okay. He doesn't have much interest in it, absolutely, but it wouldn't be a major inconvenience. I'll do it, but you have to do some chores for me. Honestly, Baladas, you are an interesting guy, so that's fine. So, okay. 3 simple chores. Bring me copies of these Dwemer books. So, Unchanak's Fire and Faith, Antecedents of Dwemer Lore, and the Chronicles of Encheleft. So, okay. When you say Dwemer books, do you mean books I find in Dwemer ruins, like the ones I've already been digging out previously? Or do you mean books about the Dwemer? Though, actually, I swear that last one I've seen before. In fact, just didn't like, what was her face? Edwina want that one. And here we go. I can look up Chronicles of Encheleft here in my journal, and, as I remembered, that's precisely the same book Edwina wanted me to get for her. Which is concerning because, yes, that might mean she's got the only copy. Okay, let's sort this out step by step here. number one, back to Balmorra, because there's a bookshop right here, I believe. Just not necessarily, you know, the best one. Oh yeah, if I ask her about some of these books, she's just basically saying, maybe go check out Vivek, because, yeah, this tiny local bookstore, this is not gonna do the job. Though you know what? I am being very unfair to Teresa here. She's actually got a copy of Chronicles of Enchilaf, presumably, yes, like, you know, just a copy someone made at some point, but honestly, that's good enough for me. In fact, she's actually got 2 of the books I need. Honestly, I feel like Baladas hasn't been looking very hard. Like, this small bookstore, just here in Balmorra, has just got 2 of the 3 books he's apparently so in need of. In fact, just glancing at, yeah, the one book I haven't read so far, it's possible that though we've not really broached on it yet, me and Baladas might be interested in the same mystery. Because this book's all about Cagranak as well. And there's even mention of the heart, once again. Oh yeah, things like enumeration of amnesia. Some of this is a tiny bit beyond my understanding. So okay, final step, mosey over to Vivek. Because yeah, I'm pretty sure that bookstore belonging to, what was his name, Joe Basher, that was right here in the foreign quarter, which is conveniently right by the front door. And you know what? I'm kind of glad I've had an opportunity to come back here, because the last time I was here, I stole a book. Because I had to, because I needed it to be the Nerevarine, save the world, etc, etc, and I couldn't afford it. But these days, I am very rich indeed, so I'm going to make it up to this guy by buying a book from him, and I'm not going to barter him down at all. Especially given, yes, I've just stumbled across precisely the book I need, and it only costs, like, you know, 25 gold, because he's got 2 copies. In fact, you know what, friend? I'm going to apologise for the previous book theft by deliberately overpaying for this one, okay? You can have 50 gold and no trouble. So okay, Baladas, here's a pile of books for ya. And okay, he's not willing to give me money to make up for, yeah, what I needed to spend to get the books, but he's given me some trinkets, so, okay, an amulet, a belt, and a key. And on top of that, he's willing to honour his word, so, okay, he'll join the council, at least for the next century or 2, and sponsor a mouth to send to Sadrith Mora. Though, presumably that's not me, because I'm going to be Arian's mouth and not yours. And given Arian seems to be, yes, very much putting together some sort of powerful faction right now, sticking close to him than Baladas seems like a good idea. Okay, this is mildly annoying on the way back though, which is, yes, I can get a boat to Sadrith Mora from Telvos, or rather Vos I suppose, given the boat's by the village, not the tower. But I can't go back again, so, okay. If you take me to Telmora, there was also a connection to, yeah, there from Telvos. Okay, from there I could get to Vos, but yes, this is a bit of an awkward journey. I'm kind of hoping at some point, yes, possibly my new master will decide to relocate back to Sadrith Mora to take his place at the centre of Telvanni society, because, yes, this is a bit of a tricky journey to get back to him. And expensive too, costs like 100 gold to get back here. And here we flipping go. He is now formally my patron, and I get to be his mouth. Though possibly mouth isn't like a rank inside the promotion list, because, yes, he's also promoted me to spellwright. Which could possibly be beyond mouth, I'm not actually 100% sure about that. But okay, 2 things are just as I was expecting. Arian's basically depending on Baladas to back him on certain crucial votes. And in the meantime, we've got a blight issue to take care of. So, right, this is a local trouble. You're basically, you know, not doing this for political reasons. You just want your own society to be doing nicely. And, yeah, I do recall speaking to the villagers down the hill. The implication was this was a very small, insignificant settlement, right up to the point where you moved in and basically gave it your protection. So, yeah, I'm guessing it is a mutually beneficial arrangement for the society you are ruling over to be nice and prosperous. So okay, head due west, and there's a shortcut if you go through the dungeon. Do you mean the dungeon of, like, this castle I'm in right now? He may mean that, I'm not sure. But yeah, I also don't need to know his spells or anything, I'm actually pretty good at restoration, my friends. And yes, as we start to navigate the politics of this house a bit, one thing I'm not sure I'd heard so far, Yeah, there is an ultimate master over the entire household, and it's Archmagister Gothran, who I don't think anyone had mentioned to me before, and apparently, yeah, he's not based in Asadrith Mora, he's over in Teleroon, so, right. That's probably important to know down the line. Sooner or later, we're gonna have to go and do some business with him. So okay, let's see if I can figure this out here. So, he did say, shortcut in the basement, so just drop on down, a fall damage doesn't concern me anymore. Is there like, a primary building to this castle? Because it's a bit difficult to navigate given you've grown a giant mushroom into it. Okay, I've spent several minutes looking around this castle and I can't find it. And this is supposed to be a shortcut to getting to a mine that he said is just, slightly to the west of me. And I run at the speed of sound, so, John, this is not an efficient use of time. Just mosey on westwards and look for a door. Okay, the castle's here, and the mine was right here. Though there is a door to that dungeon he mentioned, yes. Right, so mosey down to the bottom of the dungeon. Oh, hang on. No, I completely misunderstood this. Right, so the dungeon was not accessed from the castle. The dungeon is out here nearby to the mine, but if I go down and through the dungeon now, that'll get me down to the bottom of the mine a bit easier, I think. And conveniently, very nearby, we've got rats. The Imperial Cult did want me to harvest rat meat, so there we go. I've pre-cooked it for you guys. You're welcome. And as for the Order Frost Atronak, let's just use some fire magic on you. Burn you down. Lovely. Because yes, I would like my destruction to be moving in the right direction. Though okay, there might be a bit more downer here than I was expecting, which is... there's journal entries. I found Norvis's head and torso lying in this room with a large part of the rest of him seemingly smeared along the walls. I screamed for 4 minutes when I found it. Now all I can do is sit and stare. My only solace is this paper. More roots keep penetrating the walls every minute, and the rocks and light seem to be taking on lives of their own. Now I fear not only for my life, but for my sanity. Please someone come sooner. The rumblings are getting faster and stronger, and I can't breathe this stifling air much longer. What in Vivek's name have these wizards done? The heat. So, oh dear. I mean, we did say this was a mushroom that was grown, like, through an existing castle. I'm guessing Arya didn't clear out the castle first. He just sort of, set his mushroom growing. And yes, anyone who is still in here. Oh dear. Arya may possibly be a monster. Oh, he's even got a special dedicated jail in the middle of his, nightmare murder castle. Oh, though possibly by the looks of it, right. This like used to be a jail, but then... suddenly collapsed when the whole mushroomification occurred. Oh, and I think possibly, yes, the situation with, the people who died may be even worse than I thought. So, yeah. This is a people who were just already here that Aryan just forgot about. It sounds like potentially, he hired some people to come down here, and then just sort of didn't bother getting them out again before he let his gigantic magical mushroom loose. Oh yeah, specifically a few people sort of fell down, hence the state of this room. And yeah, when a few workers went missing, the wizard simply didn't care. So, okay. This is all a bit of a nightmare, got it. I mean, the most likely scenario is, yeah, Aryan simply didn't bloody notice that several of the workers he hired were missing. So, right, that's how all of this happened. So yeah, this was the dungeon and jail of the castle, whoever that used to belong to, before, Arya moved in and took it over. Though he is still using some of the old structures, and in particular, yeah, there's another naked Khajiit here. So, okay, it's another member of House Telvanni who just likes keeping naked Khajiit slaves locked away inside his own personal fortress. I'm not entirely 100% comfortable with a lot of House Telvanni's ways, by the way. Like, when I take it over, there are going to be some changes. Still, if we just keep on going, yeah, deeper and deeper. Lava floating around, lovely, just to work around all of that. And that's a dead end, so Okay, so it turns out possibly, yes, this wasn't a shortcut to the Queen at the bottom of the mine or anything. Like, I should have just gone in the door that went into the mine. But then again, if I'd done that, I wouldn't have discovered what a monster Aryan is. So, you know what? Silver linings and whatnot. Okay, John, just literally walk into the mine, find the Queen, cure her. And potentially be ready to deal with, yes, local trouble. Because, right, we've got soldiers and potentially blighted soldiers. And blight makes creatures a lot bloody nastier, so, okay, just to give you a quick basic fire mixture. You know what, that's doing the job pretty effectively, and also John. Soldiers, they always try and use a magic first. They toss magic spells at you. Right, take off the agility ring, pop on, yeah, the magic resistance ring. That should be more than enough for me to just walk up to these guys and fry them before they could do anything to me. Because, yep, they start off with a few lovely spells. So just go in, fry them, step away. That'll force them to use magic again, though. Sorry, I did not notice you down there, my friends. And yeah, these days we can chug health potions pretty much whenever I feel like it, given, yeah, I can make those en masse and no trouble. Right, so we've got the Queen here. She's not marked as blighted, but I assume she is, given, you know, everything's a bit, red and sinister looking in here. Generally, that's the sign of a blighted mine, yes. So, pop on a Realm's a gift, and that normally does the job, so just to give you a bit of that. And job flipping done. Right, local trouble taken care of, meaning, yes, I'm assuming sooner or later, we're getting back to a bigger House Telvanni business, and, okay, as your patron, I suppose I should give you some lessons, so, you know what, that was phrased a bit condescendingly, but I'm not going to complain, because skill books are good things to have. Okay, no advancement just yet, but I admire what you've achieved, but any student of mine must learn the rudimentary wizard spells. So, okay, this isn't really so much a chore as I need to be not letting the side down. I'm going to be embarrassing him in Telvanni society if I'm not good enough at doing magic. So, okay, that's quite delightful, actually. Right, one of the spells, I might know some of them already. So, okay, recall. I definitely know that one, though I never use it, because, yeah, I've got an amulet that does that. A spell of flying, levitation is good, and a spell for fire damage. Those I've got several of. Okay, I am fine actually, Aryan. I am not letting you down in the slightest, sir. Ah, the problem's a recall, which I never actually bothered learning because, yeah, I didn't need to. I had the amulet the first time I figured out how that worked. Hilariously, I've got Mark, but yes, not its counterparts. So okay, the nearest and easiest person to access will be somebody over at Tellarune. We can probably just, yeah, get over there via boat right now. Oh yeah, there's travel to Tellarune right from the village of Os. I'm also trying to remember, yes, when, if at all, I've actually been to Tellarune before. Because yeah, the small settlement just up the coast, that's Telmora. I'm sure I've been here before, but I can't remember when it was. Okay, it's a Telvanni settlement, so standard rules apply. If you want to get anywhere, fly. Flying is always going to be the best option, so, right. Mosey inside, I need to find someone who can, like, you know, train me in magic. Here we go, Falara. You were the person who was mentioned to me. And there we go, recall. Perfect. Although I will say while I'm just, you know, here in her menu. Absorb health. Between 5 and 52 for 1 second on touch, for only 11 bloody points of mana, and only 95 gold to buy it as well. That seems very, very generous to me, like, yeah, on average, you're going to be taking 25-30 health out of the enemy, and giving it straight to yourself, so you're healing, they're dying, and I've got a 100% chance of casting that, suggesting I could make a more powerful version. It also just struck me, by the way, I never looked at, like, you know, any of the toys I was given earlier. Oh, that's adorable. The Silver Staff of Peace is just Peacemaker, which I already had. It's literally identical. Just, for some reason, this one's worth slightly more. Possibly, I don't know. The base material is... No, I've no idea why that's worth more. You know what? I like my existing Peacemaker. This could just go on the floor. And as for Baladas, he gave me, right, that key wasn't a key, it was a ring that does the key spell, but... Okay, once again, that could just go, we don't need that, that's fine. He gave me a belt, presumably this one, I think this is the only one that's new. I mean, 10 points of shield. That's fine, we could dump that too. Now the amulet, however, I think this is what he gave me. I mean, 30 seconds of paralysis. Okay, that can stay, that's interesting. Okay, there's probably one in here somewhere, but I can't bloody find a local spellmaker. But that's fine, because Sadrith Mora is only just over the water, just, you know, a quick Uber away, and I most definitely want to investigate, yes, this new interesting spell we've stumbled across. Oh, this is cute, by the way. So, right, Baladas has already managed to recruit a new mouth, and he's right here in the council chamber. That's lovely. Here we go, I knew there'd be a spellmaker around here somewhere. And okay, the key to making a spell easy to cast is, you know, have a really bloody big range on it. So officially, if I make my own absorb health 5 to 50, it says 69% spell chance and a 22 point cost. Why is that spell so much better than one I can make myself, or possibly ones you buy in shops sometimes can just be, you know, superior to what you could create? I don't know. I'm just going to create a significantly more powerful version, incredibly creatively called Absorb More Health, and yeah, the chance to cast is better than it was saying, just because I've got bonuses to willpower, but okay. This I might just, you know, give a Luxiat, if only because that would boost mysticism. And mysticism would help me boost willpower relatively easily, so okay, that'd be a nice virtuous cycle. Okay, the point is I'm no longer such an embarrassing underling. Alright, I now know the basic spells my master expects of me. And on top of that, right, he's also given me a skill book, I assume, in destruction, which is perfect. I do need to work on that, so okay. By any chance, have I done enough to keep moving in the right direction? And gosh darn it, not just yet. Ooh, though this is where this might get a bit nasty. A fellow Telvanni, Milina Farum, is being assaulted by members of House Halalu at Odirniran, so okay. This is the point where potentially I'm about to start making enemies. And yeah, he's willing to give me instructions, but not political context. Like, is it really, really bad if we, like, you know, kill the attackers? And again, they started it. Okay, standard Telvanni rules say murder is fine, and standard Morrowind rules say, as long as you didn't start it, do what the cock you want. So, okay, we can murder these guys with no consequences. Hopefully, anyway. Oh, but on the other hand, when you say a shrine to Azura, by any flipping chance, is that the shrine to Azura? Because that's like one of the few Daedric princes I've not run into just yet. And oh yeah, this is a corner of the map I've really not bothered going to yet, so that's the shrine right there. But he said it was located west of a shrine to Azura. Now that leaves a relatively little space that shrine could be, given, yeah, there's not that much to the east of this location, so okay. Possibly the best option would just be, yeah, mosey, well, either south on a fort starting from Sadrith Mora, or alternatively, yeah, we could start around Molag Mar and loop round in this direction. Though, John, read the instructions carefully. You're not going to the Dwemer ruins, you're going south of them. That puts our destination, yeah, somewhere around here-ish. So yeah, Molag Mar's definitely going to be the easiest jumping off point. So okay, couple of boat rides later, bright new day, we're now at Molag Mar. So, yeah, if I just keep moseying eastwards, that should bring me in the right direction. Unfortunately, okay, signposts aren't going to help. There probably isn't a land route, actually, though. No, there's skeleton friend. Do enjoy skeleton friend, because yes, you, sir, you're indicating there's a tomb in place, so just to deal with you. Lovely, down you go. And okay, fine, I can never resist a tomb while I'm, you know, travelling across the map. So, speaking of which, we've got ourselves, oh dear, skeleton champions. Right, maybe don't, like, use your flipping and destruction against skeleton champion. Just, instead, let them take a few swings at me, get my flipping a block moving in the right direction. Here we go, a handful of scrolls and whatnot. Never a bad idea to take them. Oh, but against the basic Bone Lord, though, yeah, happy to do a magic against you, my friend. Beautiful. And destruction just keeps going in the right direction. Lovely. And that appears to be a lot, so a bit of a small one, all things considered, but I tell you what, I will not turn down for 0.1 weight a ring that could give me 50 extra carry capacity. That might be very, very useful indeed under certain circumstances. Okay, back outside, back on the road, but yeah, do not forget, you've got a new spell to try out, so, excuse me, sir, would you mind coming to give me a quick nibble? Unfortunately, I'm too agile. He can't actually bite me. It's kind of embarrassing for you, really, isn't it? Okay, I'm just going to try absorbing health from you. I'm going to be honest, that's actually pretty bloody useful, isn't it? So, get right up to you, get my health back straight away. Didn't really cost that much in the way of magic either, so... okay. I could get used to absorb health, actually. That's pretty good. So, hello over there. You're a Kaguti, right? You tend to be a bit more on the nasty side. So, yeah, you just give me a quick nibble. That's lovely right there. And then, oh dear. Turns out you did it because I just sucked my health back out of you. And, you know what? I think me and Mysticism could be friends, potentially. Because, yeah, this guy's trying to hurt me. And he's pretty on the tough side. But ultimately, it doesn't matter. I'm, getting my health back faster than he could actually damage me, so... I like this spell. This is a good spell. So, okay, we've now officially entered Azura's coast. Lots of water, lots of tiny islands, etc., etc. So, you over there, friends. That's the one that, yes, he put on my map. So, we're not going there. We're supposed to be going to the south. So, presumably, yeah, just hop over the water here. And should be looking for something, hang about, and something right there that might be my destination. Oh yeah, Odirniran, this is the right one, so, okay, we're going up against a proper Hlalu troops right now, so rest up before we go inside. And I'm going to say, yeah, burn your magic first, and then go over to normal weapons once that's done, so, here we go. Question is, well, can we maybe come up with a diplomatic solution rather than just murdering everybody? And again, I've got no leverage to use against House Hlalu. Me and them have basically done no business. And there's blatantly a skeleton in there, so don't worry about that. So, I mean, we're not going to be cool, gotcha. So, okay, you can just be electrocuted. Actually, marvellous. You could be electrocuted too, and excuse me, actually, hang on. Go over to my new favourite toy here, because this is doing, like, not much less damage than my ridiculously overpriced Mind the Zap. It gets me my health back too. Okay, I feel like I've just stumbled across something very special here, as it turns out. No, literally, they can't touch me. They can't do a thing to me. I'm healing faster than they can damage me. Though admittedly, you're not like, too much of a tough cookie, all things considered, but... Right. This is a good spell, gotcha. And of course, if I do run out of magic these days, do not forget, we can just use my mace to get it back, though... yeah, just step back, and okay. Look at that. That's most of my magic meter back with just a few swings, so... okay, don't use this mace all the time. Just use it to get my magic back, then go over to something else, so... okay. This loadout. This is starting to work quite nicely, actually. Anyway, a few more skeletons go down, and we've made it to the top of the tower, so... weapons away. By any chance you... okay, sorry, I thought I dealt with all the demons and whatnot. Leave me alone, naff off, please, naff off. Hello there, have any chance? Right, you're the person I'm here to help, marvellous. Is Ramassa Othril dead? I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't keeping an eye on, like, the names of everyone I was killing. But everyone I've run into is dead, so probably yes. And since you helped me, I might be willing to share the results of my research, so... Okay, you're a mage, I'm a mage. Tell me more, my friends. I swear I just asked him to tell me more, then he just said, I'm happy now, go away. Did I just click the wrong option? I may have clicked the wrong option, I'm not sure. Tragically though, no skill books as far as I can say. You know, I really need to start asking Ariana for a wage, because it is not cheap travelling to and from his bloody remote tower. Anyway, job done, Halalu murdered. Hopefully I've not just committed a major crime or started an international incident of some description, but okay, he doesn't seem worried, so I'm not worried. And here's interesting. Apparently I'm qualified to be promoted up to wizard, but first I need to build a stronghold, and when you say stronghold, do you mean my own base? Because, logically, a House Telvanni stronghold is what we're in right now. Do I get to grow my own mushroom? Because if so, I have made good choices joining this house. Screw Halalu, screw Odirniran, I am all in with House Telvanni if I get to grow my own mushroom. Oh yeah, regarding my own flipping tower. Need to go back to Dwemer and... okay, basically, screw whatever you've got for me at this point. I don't care. I'm gonna go and grow the biggest cocking mushroom in the world. So okay, on the delightful revelation that apparently I get to grow my own mushroom doom fortress, how about we call it a part there? But next time, would you believe, we're going straight to Dwemer to investigate that. Because at this point, yes, my main objective in life is just to have a better mushroom base than my patron Arian, and, I mean, this is going to take some beating. Alright, you've got the old broken down castle, the mushroom growing through it, you've got a sinister dungeon full of nightmare stories underneath it, you've got a village over here full of adoring peasants, so... okay, there is a lot we need to do if we want to have any chance of having a base anywhere near as cool as my patrons, but... if it is possible, I am willing to do anything to make it flipping happen. So hopefully you join me next time for that. But in the meantime, I've been John, this has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been Morrowind. Thank you very much, and goodbye. So okay, I've been outwitted by a butterfly and beaten up by a fish.
Stop right there, criminal scum!
I didn't steal anything! I'm sorry, I touched the shoes while I was shoe shopping. Okay, I feel like I may have just, walked in on something. What about this person? Can we talk to this person?